Can Taylor Swift be sued because of something her bodyguards did? That's what some fans are asking after a viral video from the Eras Tour shows a security guard aggressively pushing a concert goer. The fan says he did nothing wrong, just vibing in the front row. Then, bam, he gets shoved. No warning, no reason, and now people are asking, is Taylor responsible? It's a serious question, because if someone gets hurt by one of her employees, the law says she might be on the hook, even if she didn't see it, even if she didn't order it, even if she was literally on stage singing Cruel Summer while it happened. Let's talk about it. Here's how the law works when it comes to holding someone responsible for what their employees, or in this case, bodyguards, do. There's a legal doctrine called Respondent superior. It's Latin, which already tells you it's probably going to be a pain, but it just means let the master answer. Basically, the employer can be held liable for the actions of their employee as long as that employee was doing their job at the time. So, in plain English, if you're working security for Taylor Swift and you hurt someone while doing your job, even if you messed up, Taylor might be liable. But there's a big if baked in. You have to be doing your job. That's the key phrase here. Let's break it down. Say a bodyguard throws someone out for rushing the stage. That's part of the job. But what if the same guard randomly punches someone in the parking lot later that night because they didn't like their outfit? Not the job. That second example probably falls outside of the scope of employment. And in that case, Taylor Swift wouldn't be legally responsible. The guard could be sued personally, but Taylor would be off the hook. So where does this viral shove land? That depends on a few things. First, was the security guard acting as part of his official duties? Was he protecting Taylor, enforcing venue rules, or trying to keep people safe? Or was he just being aggressive for no reason? Second, who hired him? Here's where it gets tricky. A lot of big name artists don't technically employ their bodyguards directly. They outsource. The guards work for a private security company, or sometimes even for the venue itself. That matters because under Respondent superior, only the actual employer can be held vicariously liable. If Taylor Swift's touring company hired the guard, then maybe you've got a case. But if he works for the stadium or an outside firm, Swift might be completely insulated. There's also the question of control. Courts look at how much control the boss has over the worker's day-to-day behavior. If Taylor's team trains, directs, schedules, and supervises the guard, that looks like employment. But if they just contract with a third-party service, that's different. So even if it feels like Taylor's guard pushed someone, it doesn't automatically mean she's liable. Let's zoom out. This isn't the first time celebrities have faced lawsuits over their security. Far from it. Justin Bieber, Kanye West, and even Britney Spears have all been sued because of what their bodyguards allegedly did to fans, paparazzi, or random people in the crowd. Sometimes the lawsuits go nowhere, other times they settle quietly. But here's what courts look at every time. 1. Was the guard acting in the scope of employment? 2. Was the use of force excessive or unreasonable? 3. Was the employer negligent in training or supervision? That last one is big. Even if the bodyguard was technically doing his job, you can also sue the employer directly for things like negligent hiring. If Taylor's team knew the guard had a violent history or wasn't properly trained and still let him work the show, that's a whole different legal theory. Now, let's say this particular fan gets hurt, like real injuries, not just embarrassed on TikTok. We're talking medical bills, therapy, or long-term damage. Could they sue? Sure. Anyone can sue anyone in America, but can they win? That depends on proving a few things. The bodyguard used more force than was reasonably necessary. The force wasn't justified by any legitimate safety concern. The guard was acting on behalf of Taylor's team, not freelancing. Taylor or her team had some control over him, or were negligent in supervising. Even then, celebrities have layers of legal protection. Touring companies, holding companies, insurance. You're not just suing Taylor Swift personally, you're suing a whole business operation, and they're going to fight hard.